Welcome to another episode of SJU Brawl. We are here today not to cover Survivor Series, but cover the events that are going to lead up to it. We've got title changes, we got teams, we got SmackDown versus Raw, and the card is unbelievable so far. So for now, I'm Anthony Ferrara.
I'm Oscar Cifuentes.
And I'm Anthony Paventa.
And get ready for SJU Brawl! So to start off the general stuff, we have the card for Survivor Series so far, and the card is looking amazing.
We got every champion going against, the other champion from the other team, from the other side. You got Universal Champion Brock Lesnar. We thought was originally against WWE Champion Jinder Mahal.
But after tonight,
that was honestly a good match. I got to give him that. It was AJ Styles against Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship, and AJ came out on top. Two-time WWE Champion, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
Apparently WWE had seen that they got in cold feet with Jinder Mahal, considering the fact that the numbers that they were supposed to get in India with Mahal as champion didn't do so well. So they had cold feet.
You gotta figure, once you hit your peak, you gotta go down eventually.
That is true.
Absolutely.
And they've had Jinder for what? 3-4 months as champion?
Mm-hmm. So
you gotta figure, once you had the Singh brothers interfere in enough of your matches, because he never had a clean title defense. That's what disappointed me about his title reign. He never had one clean title defense. Everything was just tainted. So that's probably why they got cold feet, because they were like, you know what, this guy is kind of misrepresenting who we are. So you know what, screw him. But anyway, we had Jinder, AJ, two phenomenal forearms later. Styles has his second WWE Championship.
Now I gotta ask you this, guys, about this match for Survivor Series. You know that John Cena will be special guest refereeing that match between Brock and AJ Styles.
You really think so?
I forgot. Oh wow, I forgot about that.
Wait, did they announce that?
That has been confirmed for the past week or so. So they leaked some sort of wallpaper out, and it said that Cena was on it. He's probably going to be special guest referee.
That's right, because I remember that was also coming around the same time where they had Shawn Michaels, who was going to be the special guest referee for the match between, I assume,
Drew McIntyre and Adam Cole.
Yes,
for the NXT Championship.
That was an NXT house show in San Antonio. But this is at Survivor Series, a big time pay-per-view. So, to be honest, I don't know what Cena has up his sleeve. I hope he calls that match down the middle. But to be quite honest, this could be planning a match per se against.
It can plan one of two matches. It depends where Cena goes, because isn't he technically still a free agent around here? So this could lead until Styles versus Cena. What is it, 4? And then Cena versus Brock, 4. So either way, Cena's gonna have a 4th match with one of these superstars. But anyway, moving on, we have
the Raw Women's Championship, Alexa Bliss taking on the SmackDown Women's Champion, Natalya, or Charlotte Flair. Because at this time recording, Charlotte Flair will be facing Natalya next week.
Courtesy of Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan.
I told you this before. SmackDown next week will be in Charlotte, North Carolina. So don't be surprised if a little, how should I put it, home arena advantage.
Home field advantage.
Home field advantage? Or home field.
I was gonna say that could happen, but I also did say it was at Payback or Battleground. Alexa versus Bayley. Bayley had the home field advantage, but they didn't give it to her.
That's true, and you gotta understand the point where we're going in right now is the fact that all the champions that we had going against each other, all the champions are heels. They're all heels.
Most of them are heels.
So true. So creative had to look at this and say, all right, we gotta change it up. That's why I think the decision to have Jinder Mahal lose to AJ Styles was a good one, because now we have a dream match between Brock and AJ, and this upcoming women's match could be a good champion versus champion with Bliss, the best wrestler on Raw, a heel, going against Charlotte, the best wrestler on SmackDown, a face.
Yeah.
So it works out good.
And I'll say this about, I like Natty Neidhart, but to be quite honest, she's closer to the exit than she is to glory pretty much in this company at this point. So if they choose to put the strap on Charlotte Flair next week, I think that would be another smart decision by SmackDown.
I wouldn't be opposed to it, but we'll see what happens. So next up, we have Intercontinental Champion The Miz going up against United States Champion Baron Corbin.
If I can be honest with you, I don't care.
But that promo, do you see that scathing promo that The Miz left from
That's
Baron?
the best you're gonna get. I personally would like to move on because that's all you're going to get from
I
me.
was gonna say because Miz is being pushed in the right direction, whereas Baron's not really being pushed at all.
At this point, you might as well have the Miz face Kurt Angle because that's a more interesting feud and match.
But then again, we don't know who the United States champion is going to be next week because it was announced on this taping of SmackDown that Baron Corbin is going to go against Sin Cara for the United States Championship next week.
Not anymore because apparently during a house show 2 days ago, Sin Cara had broken his leg to a point where it was Sid Vicious broken his leg.
Sid Vicious, really?
It was pretty bad.
It was a snap. So we're gonna move on from the champion versus champion in the mid card. I want to go to Team Raw versus Team SmackDown men's.
Whoa. Before you get a little carried away there, we forgot the tag teams, man. You got Raw Tag Team, what was originally going to be Raw Tag Team champions Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose going against the Usos. But last night, we had a little change in championships due to a little New Day interference, you know what I'm saying?
A little Under Siege Part 2.
Yeah, Under Siege.
I don't care. The Shield's not in it. The Shield's not in it. Shield's not in it. I don't care. I don't care.
You may not care, but I just want to get that out there before we move on. So now we have...
I'm getting it out of the way. I don't care. Move on.
Can I just say it?
Go ahead.
Can I just say it? We got Cesaro and Sheamus going against the Usos. There, we're done. Now we can go move on. So now we got Team Raw.
Men's traditional
Survivor Series match. Team Captain Kurt Angle. Alongside him will be Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, and Jason Jordan.
Now, leave that Jason Jordan name kind of hanging a little bit. We don't know how far that'll go. Will Jason Jordan actually be in that match? Will
yes,
we have a week
and he'll be the first one eliminated.
Probably.
He will be 10th wheeling that match because there's 10 people in the match. So he'll be 10th wheeling, dude.
Probably.
Seriously.
Probably.
Well, we have him 9th wheeling right now because we still need somebody to be on the final spot of Team SmackDown, which consists of Shane McMahon, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Which is a pretty solid team right there.
And I love saying Nakamura's name, Nakamura. I love it. But this is the type of match I don't know. I'm going to show a lot of favoritism to SmackDown, but I hope they win this one.
Honestly, I gotta give Raw this advantage. They have a pretty solid team. Aside from the fact that Jason Jordan might be eliminated first, that's a pretty solid team right there.
And if
Angle, Strowman,
if they're not gonna retaliate to being under siege, then they should win this match.
Don't forget.
And then finally we have the women's teams. We have Alicia Fox,
Nia Jax, Asuka,
Sasha Banks, and somebody else also to fill that spot. Versus
one more spot.
Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Naomi. Oh, unless Natalya loses, Charlotte will switch with Natalya. Naomi, Carmella, and Tamina.
I mean, that's a pretty solid team right there as well. So
it's not bad.
SmackDown's got a pretty solid team as far as their roster goes.
I will say SmackDown is stacked with a lot more talent because there's been a lot more women's champions on their roster than Raw has. Because Raw has only Sasha, Alexa, and Bayley. We're opposed to 4 of the 5 women that are on the SmackDown team right now, including Carmella holding the Money in the Bank briefcase. She could be champion. She will be champion. She's not going to be the Baron Corbin of the women's division.
No, she better not.
Yo, please don't be the Baron Corbin of the women's division.
I think James Ellsworth might have just ousted himself from the SmackDown roster tonight.
Probably, yeah. Considering he just lost to Becky Lynch tonight.
Can we just go back to throwing him around like he's a Kirby Warp Star in the NBC? Well, that's it for Survivor Series. But before we go, we have to talk about the most interesting news headline of wrestling overall.
So, who would be the last person you would expect to land in an independent circuit? Gentlemen, what do you think?
Are we being rhetorical with this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Very rhetorical. I'm not going
I
to
would
spoil
say,
it.
honestly, I would say John Cena.
I have no idea. Maybe Randy Orton.
Well, I don't know why we're spoiling for you, but if you don't know,
Chris Jericho
Y2J
has challenged the IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion Kenny Omega to a match at Wrestle Kingdom 12 in the Tokyo Dome.
This is the first time that Chris Jericho has been in a Tokyo Dome since 1990, if I'm mistaken.
1999. This is his first non-WWE match since 1999. So think of this. It's been almost 20 years since that man let me get my words out. This man has wrestled for this company for almost 20 years now. And now he's stepping out and stepping into an independent ring. I was shocked. shocked. My jaw was literally to the floor when I saw this.
As I told you guys before, he is a very, very smart man. And think about it, like I said this on my radio show about Jericho. Jericho's a guy that took his career very seriously and he played it off brilliantly. He had his Fozzy tours all these years. It kept him fresh. It gave him time to, work out, be with his family, heal his wounds, because that in-ring career can
mess you up.
Wear and tear.
There's been a lot of wrestlers over the years that saying that they needed a break, and hiatus can go from a year to about 5 years, 10, even 10 years.
So because of that, he is able to perform at a high level at his age. I believe he's 48?
He's about 48. He's going to be going on 50. He's going to be one of the oldest wrestlers around still that can work. And I can promise you that this man is going to have a preserved career that will go down in history. He will be a great alongside Ric Flair or Shawn Michaels.
Or as he put it best, he's the best in the world. So,
but he is, and you can't argue it because he's the only one that's still around.
Can we talk about that promo he put on though in New Japan? That was just incredible.
The promo that he had.
You just see him hold up a picture of Kenny Omega, and he just describes how everybody used to be referred to as the best, from Shawn Michaels to Edge to even CM Punk.
CM Punk was the kicker.
Oh yeah,
the knee slapper, the one that really made people raise their eyebrows.
Oh yeah, and he just finished it off with, "And they're all gone, but I'm still around." That was probably the smartest thing he could have said right there.
Not to mention that Kenny Omega is one of the best promo guys in the world because he can cut a promo in Japanese and English and still rock it at the same time. And he made people laugh, so it was lit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that man can roar crowds in Japanese, so
that's true.
That man is just impressive in the ring as well as on the mic.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, regardless of what you think of him, having Kenny Omega in World Wrestling Entertainment is definitely going to be a secure thing.
Oh yeah.
To be having wrestling back on the map.
But as he once said in one of his promos, he would never go to that side because New Japan is his home. So maybe we'll see him, maybe not. Either way, I want to see this match so bad, and I don't even care who wins.
January the 4th, guys.
In the
January
Tokyo Dome, Wrestle Kingdom 12.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, too.
We might legally buy it. Or not.
We don't know. We'll see.
But until then, we have Survivor Series coming up. Unfortunately, we won't be recording when it happens. We will give you the feedback and the information and the spoilers after it happens and what goes on into the pay-per-views that come up in December. But for now, thank you for watching episode 3 of season 2. I'm Anthony Ferrara.
I'm Oscar Cifuentes.
And I'm Anthony Paventa.
And once again, this has been SJU Brawl!